Hey, everybody. Welcome to Making Connections. This is your girl, Allie. I hope everybody's having an amazing day. Welcome to Monday. So, you guys know all the flyers that we send throughout the beginning of the show and at the end, or different events that are happening throughout Charlotte and the tri state areas. So, and we do that, to highlight events in case you're somebody who's, looking to support an organization, or maybe you need support from an organization. Either way, we just bring notice to things that are happening throughout the community. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into the interview with these two beautiful ladies. We have with us money coaches Kimberly Roberts and Sharon Wilson Lenny, and we're going to be talking about various things, but we're definitely going to highlight that this month is Life Insurance Awareness Month. And so, Kimberly, you've been on the show before, so we'll let you go second. But Sharon, this is your first time with the family, so I want to give you an opportunity just to introduce yourself.
Well, hello everyone. I am Sharon Wilson Lynn. I am a division leader with our operation. I've been a money coach. Well, I've been in insurance since 2017, and a money coach since for about 10 months now. A little about me: I am married. I do have a 4 adult children and one grandson named Noah.
I'm not sure if Sharon is still talking. We're having a little issue with the audio. Okay. So when she comes back on, we'll have her to reintroduce herself. And so, Kimberly, you are part of the family, but we want to, go ahead and ask you to introduce yourself in case this is the first time someone has seen you on the show.
All right, awesome. So first, just thank you, Allie, for having me back on the show. I've actually been a money coach in the 17th year in December, married with two beautiful children, and I just love helping people win the money game. That's about me.
All right. Sharon, will you introduce yourself one more time? Because we're having some issues and then you went out. So if you'll introduce yourself again, if you don't mind. Can you hear me, Sharon?
Yes.
Okay. If you'll introduce yourself one more time, we had a little bit of audio issues going on there.
Okay. I am Sharon Wilson Lenny. I am a division leader with our corporation. I've been in insurance since 2017, and I've been a money coach since 2021. I am married, and I have 4 adult children and one grandson named Noah.
Aw. You don't have no grown children.
I
What?
do. I do. Yes, ma'am.
Lord have mercy. You go ahead, girl. Looking young, looking young. You must have started when Kim like 12 years old.
I think I have about 1 year. I was about 13.
Awesome. Well, ladies, listen. So, first of all, I'm going to ask you both, so Kim, why did you become a money coach?
Oh wow! When you look at everything that's going on in our communities, a lot of us have been left out of the wealth conversations. We haven't had an opportunity to learn about investments, insurance, and how to build wealth for families. So that was really one of the main reasons. When I got exposed to the information, I was just excited. I said, everybody needs to know this. And that has been my drive and my passion ever since.
Yes. And so, what about you, Sharon? Why did you become a money coach and get in the insurance business?
No, a lot of the same reasons as Kim. I was kind of forced into the insurance business. I was working my passion job. I was hospice, but I had an accident which to handle the demands of the particular job. But once I got here and realized that I'm still helping people, just a different thing. You know, we're helping people get out of debt. We're helping people become financially independent. We're showing people how to use life insurance as a way of wealth. When you think about
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Sharon's disappearing on us today. uh okay.
heart, you know, a little bit more happier at night.
Okay. So let's see. So, okay, so we are definitely about empowering people because I'll say the reason I became, a business partners because, I mean, I thought I knew some things. I knew I didn't know everything, but like these things are like basic things, and that if I had truly known these pieces of information, how they would have made a difference. And sometimes, I even talked about it on another show. Sometimes people tell us to have faith, but what does that mean? How do you have faith? You know what I'm saying? And so people would say invest, but either back in my day it cost more to invest. You needed like $25,000 or what have you, but they still didn't tell me how can you make it happen for whatever budget you're dealing with, right? And so that's one of the things I do like about our company because I mean we really break it down, and I was like, yeah, I got to be a part of this. Y'all know I'm not really outgoing, but I was like, but I still need to be in this game in order to help somebody else along the way, right? And
Mhm.
so life insurance. Why is it important, Kimberly, for people to have life insurance?
Well, honestly, most people have thought life insurance was put in place. Let me just use myself for an example. For years, I was taught, life insurance was put in place just for burial. And I found out that was only a small percentage of why life insurance was actually created. And the real reason that life insurance was created was to replace the breadwinner's income, so that the family could move forward and not backwards. And it's an opportunity, like I think Sharon was saying earlier, of how we can build generational wealth. We can pass wealth along to our children, and that's tax-free money through life insurance. So it's definitely a way to start a cycle of generational wealth.
Exactly. And because I think a lot of times people hear those words, building a legacy, leaving generational wealth, and like even again with that, it's like, okay, well, how do you get there? I mean, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. How do I build generational wealth when I can barely pay my bills, right? Y'all hear that a lot, Sharon?
We do actually, and we have an answer for that. You know, build generational wealth by saving systematically when you don't have a lump sum of money to start. So you take the little that you have and they consciously save that amount. That you the right that money. So you just in something it's not where the interest is not going to compound at a fast rate. And so we teach people the concept of saving systematically, but we also show them the right avenues to put that money in so that it will grow at a much faster rate.
Uh-oh, we lost Kim for a second. So what I heard you say was talking about compound interest, and that was one of the things that I said was simple that I thought I knew about, but it seems like I didn't know to the degree how important compound interest is. What compound interest will actually do. Um, so compound interest, accrues your money faster, and like Sharon was saying. Um, that when you invest and you know how to invest and what to invest in, then that interest grows. So, me not knowing what all is available out there, how would I know what to invest in? But that's why you need a money coach. I think a lot of people, they don't know, but then they're scared to ask the question because sometimes we think, well, we're going to seem like we don't know anything. Honey, we all going through this. We all went through these levels until we became money coaches. We didn't know a lot of this, right? And so, but that's why when we heard the information, we had to jump on board to give more people the information and to grow our reach, right? Kimberly?
Absolutely. And when you think about everything that's happening, think about the pandemic, life insurance, as far as real estate, because it's really an avenue for still generating wealth. So we just kind of have as life insurance, we have to arm, to let people know this is how you can start building wealth for your, be it past, being able to pass wealth where there's no, where there's no tax.
And I think what Kimberly was talking about was, like she was saying, even like with the life insurance and the taxes and things like that. And, it's different. It's so many different ways to build wealth, to be able to leave that legacy for your family. We're not going to be able to cover in depth because you're probably still going to have questions when we get off this interview. So we're not going to be able to cover everything in depth, but we want to bring awareness, right? And so, and I believe Kimberly was alluding to this, Sharon, but the fact that people think when they get insurance, they just need enough to be buried. And so I was at a family event the other day, and one of my family members was talking about she had, insurance, and because all she wanted to do is get cremated, and she was like, she had $4,000. I was like, what? When's the last time you checked into cremation? Because that is not going to cover it. So Sharon, how much is cremation going for these days?
Um, Cremation is definitely over $4,000. If you want to have a decent cremation, and not just have your ashes turned into your family in a box, so you definitely have to have proper life insurance and not just think about the process of me just being cremated or me just being buried. You can't be selfish when it comes to having the life insurance because there's still a family that's left behind here. And you want to think about leaving that legacy, leaving an inheritance for not just your children, but for your children's children. So you have to have the proper amount and the proper kind, or the right type and the right amount of life insurance in place. $4,000 just isn't enough anymore.
It's not. And that's, again, one of the things that we teach people. Even if they say, okay, we have life insurance, and we say, great, we're not necessarily trying to, knock that insurance that you have, but let's look at it. Let's see the details because what you have now, it may have been sufficient 10 years ago when you got it, but it's good to always reevaluate because just like life is changing, gas is going up, everything's going up. And so funeral homes weren't going to be out of the loop and losing money. So
Right.
they went up on all of their services, right, Kimberly?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think also that if we really understand, I always tell people, I give people what I call a 60-second history lesson, that years ago, only certain people were able to purchase life insurance. And then when it got the state used to bury us, and when it got so expensive on the state, they started teaching people just to buy enough for burial. And that's why today people are still buying $4, $5, $6,000 worth of life insurance. And the real reason is to replace the breadwinner's income. Of course, we got to take care of those expenses someone gets buried, there's children that still have to be taken care of. There's homes that have to be taken care of. And so when people start understanding, that's the importance of a money payment. When people start counting up the costs and understanding why they need to have insurance on their income. So if you think about it, we have insurance on our homes, we have insurance on our cars. The very thing that affords us a home and a car, which is our income, most people don't insure. And that's what we're teaching. That's what we're trying to bring awareness to right now, is that you need insurance on your income. Does that
Right.
make sense, Allie?
Mm-hmm. Because, like you said, I mean, we don't think about it. We will not get on the road. I mean, when that car insurance bill comes, you know, we make sure we pay it because we know we need it.
Mm-hmm.
Insurance on our cell phones, you know it because cell phones are hard to replace,
Right.
right? But our income, how can we replace that if we're no longer here? And I just think it's like you were saying, giving people the big picture, really helping them to break it down and understand why it's important to replace that income. And now, we also know that people have insurance on their job and they think they're good, right?
Mm,
Well, as we learned in 2020, when big COVID came through, that people were losing their jobs left and right. People were
right.
losing their lives, and we were not ready. And so, even if you have insurance on your job is not guaranteed, right? So, Sharon, talk about that for me a little bit.
Well, yes, when you have insurance on your job, you have to understand that you are not in control of that insurance. That
Mm,
company is in control of it. And just like they gave it to you, they can take it from you at any time. That's why it's important to have your benefits in your own control. You want to have that policy for yourself, so that you can change it when you want to. So that if you decide you want to add or you want to drop, you can do that. And you don't have to walk into a situation blindsided. Group insurance is very limited and it's not portable for your family. So, if you do pass away and you're depending on your job to bury you, you're only going to get that small amount of insurance, and therefore your family is again going to be left out in the cold because there's not going to be enough left over to help them up gain financially, um, after your death.
Right. And just like you're saying, the things change on a job. Sometimes they increase it, sometimes they will decrease it.
mm,
Sometimes, unless you've had a major event like a death or gotten married, you can't make any changes. You have to wait a whole year before you can
right.
make changes, right? And you're
Mm,
like, well, wait a minute, I want to do something right now. And so, Kimberly, I mean, it's so important because life insurance, if you think about it, it's not for the dead, but it's for the living. And like you
right.
have mentioned, what if you have children? I know you have that auntie that loves your babies and is going to take them in. But what if you have three children? Don't you want that auntie to be able to take care of them and
Right.
not struggle? What if she's already struggling, living to paycheck to paycheck herself? How is she really going to be able to afford to take care of your children unless you've left that income replacement, right, Kimberly?
Absolutely. And one of the things that I always tell people is the concept is very simple. Whatever you make per year, if you're earning 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 a year, the experts say you need 10 times your annual salary. So, worst case scenario, that's going to give your family, if they didn't live off the interest, 10 years. If you have 10 times your annual salary, that's 10 years of income where they have time to readjust that you're no longer here anymore and that income is not coming through the door. And most people never think about that until after the funeral is taken care of. And it's like, okay, I was bringing in the home $3,000 a month, but now there's not a check coming in anymore. Does that make sense? And so
Hmm.
they 70% of widows are living in poverty. just because they don't understand that concept. 70%. And so that's how huge the need for life insurance is right now. And our goal, especially in the month of September, is just kind of to sound the alarm. You
Yeah.
know, if your husband, did not walk through that door tomorrow, what do you have in place that can make sure that his income still walks through the door? If your wife, and it takes two incomes nowadays,
Okay.
don't walk back through that door. What do you have in place to make sure that an income is still coming in? And most people end up getting, wanting to end up getting another job, but the chances of you working your full time job and want to get a part time job that's going to replace your spouse's income is slim to none. And
Right.
so that's the purpose of life insurance.
We're gonna talk about that job opportunity in a minute. But you are so right. I mean, it's not gonna happen overnight. And a lot of times, I mean, when somebody in your family dies, that is such a traumatic moment. Even if you've been sitting with them, they're sickly, it's gonna happen. But when it happens, all your emotions rush to the forefront, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's things that you have to do to complete the burial process and, find out where they're going to be, the headstone. People really don't think about all the details that go into that. And so, how many times have we seen that GoFundMe on
Mm-hmm.
social media saying, I need help burying my family member? Okay, you're just talking about burying them. What happens? What if they have debt that needs to be paid? Again, what if they have children that need to be cared for? What if they have a house, but if you can't even bury them, how are you going to keep that house payment going? Yeah, I'm getting like emotional right now. I mean, that stuff really bothers me because people just don't think about that. And sometimes,
Right.
people are like, oh my gosh, I'm living a paycheck to paycheck. How am I going to pay $70, let's just say, for an insurance policy? And when you get in trouble and things get tight, what's the first thing they drop? Their insurance policy. Sharon, let's talk about that. Why is that not the thing you get rid of?
Actually, it's simple. That should be the first thing you pay because we never know where death is. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, life insurance should be up there with your mortgage and your light bill. It should not be that very last bill that you decide to pay, or I'm just going to let it lapse and I'll get it back within that 30-day period, and then something else happens and you end up and having to be terminated. Just don't take that risk. Understand priorities. Sometimes we have to not go get our nails done and save that nail money. Sometimes we can't buy those Jordans or, get that watch that we may want, we've been looking at for a long time. No, take that money, apply it to your life insurance, and you will thank your life insurance agent when the time comes for staying on you about it and reminding you and calling you. And we know we get on people's nerves, but that's what we're supposed to do because so many times, um, and this isn't to beat anybody up or to put anybody down, but a lot of times our priorities just isn't in the right place.
Right, right. And it's what I tell people all the time. You might have to sacrifice for a season, but you're not going to have to sacrifice forever, right?
Right.
And so, Kimberly, I know we have had, when we've been on interviews and or presentations, another thing I like to tell people it's an investment. It's not a bill.
Mm-hmm.
Don't consider it a bill,
Right.
but it's an investment into your family's life. It's an
Right.
investment into your family's legacy. You want to talk about how to build it. This is how it's done. In the past, y'all know this show is just real, and y'all know we love everybody. But Caucasians have gotten, like you said, Kimberly, enough insurance. So when typically, let's just say back in the day, if it was a housewife and the husband was working, he was like, well, what is she going to do? So he would make sure he had enough insurance that the house would be paid off, the cars would be paid off, money in the bank,
Mm-hmm.
they're good. And so, Kimberly, I know that on some of our presentations, we people have asked us questions, but sometimes we've had them to pay it quarterly. Sometimes they pay it yearly, like when they know they're
Hmm.
getting a bonus and things like that. So there are options on how to make it work, right?
Absolutely. I mean, one of the things that I always tell people is, as a money coach, there's always different types of ways that you can save money. Most people, for example, their car insurance, they've been with the same car insurance company for years. They feel like they have the best rate. They never shop around. Well, one of the things as a money coach we do is we look to see if they're getting the best rate. I believe Sharon saved about $700 on her car insurance. I saved the same amount on mine. And so there are always ways. And then when you look at it, cable and different things like that, they have Netflix and all types of things. There's life insurance is so inexpensive that everybody can afford it. If you're working full time, you can afford life insurance. Most people blow $100 a month.
Easy.
That's $25 a week. You always talk about, you go to the movies or if you
Mhm.
go out to eat with some friends, right? We could have cooked and had a celebration. So
Right.
it's basically teaching people how to prioritize. You know, $50 a month. You would so much rather come up with $50 a month than 15,000 on the spot
That's right.
for a burial, and
That
then
part.
no money's left. But when you buy term insurance, $50 in some cases can get you $250,000.
That's right.
So there. And can you imagine if something happens? We're writing checks literally probably every other month, $250,000. How much wealth we're putting back into our community, and that's the only money that a family will get where they don't have to pay taxes on that money. So that's immediately transferring wealth to that family. So the $50 a month is a small price to pay to be able to give your family, put your family in place to have generational wealth.
Mhm.
Exactly. And Kim, I know again when we've been on presentations, it's something different. People aren't used to it. So we say, but put something in place and then build, put a
Mhm.
plan in place to grow every year.
Right.
Because we have that opportunity as well. Okay, start here, but then for the next 10 years, increase your policy so that it's not a big burden on you. And
Right.
then whenever, we talk about this other opportunity, you never know, you just change it overnight. So,
Right.
but one thing I tell people, I mean, if you live paycheck to paycheck, how do you think you will ever get out of debt continuing to live paycheck to paycheck?
Mm, that's
You have
good.
to do something different in order to get different, to be different, to be on a different level, right?
Hmm.
And so, Sharon, I know now you tell as much as your story as you want. That's how we are here. But I know I heard you on a call the other night and you were talking about why you're dedicated now. Do you want to share a little bit of that? Even more dedicated, to see the difference.
Okay, yeah, well, yeah, there was a time when I was living paycheck to paycheck and raising four children, and not in a very good marriage and just barely making ends meet. And when the opportunity arose for me to say, okay, there is another way, I had to stop operating out of insanity, doing the same thing but expecting different results. Like you said, you cannot be afraid to change. You cannot be afraid to step out on faith and move forward into, a destiny that's already been prepared for you. But
Mm,
you have to understand that it takes focus, it takes patience, it takes time, but
Mm,
you keep your mind set on the fact that you're already an overcomer, right?
right?
You've
mhm.
been through
Absolutely.
everything that could possibly happen to someone, at least, you think you have, so the only place you have to go is up. So you keep your mind stayed on, things of above. and not allow your past to keep you stuck or to drag you down. We constantly want to move forward. And in doing so, change has to come. You have to be willing to change your mindset. You have to be willing to change the way you look at life, cut loose the negativity,
Mhm.
dealing with people that want to keep you in your past, and just make that conscious decision within yourself that nobody is better than me and I deserve more.
Amen, sister.
Mm.
Because so many times, we're pushing somebody else's destiny. We're pushing somebody else to be great. And I'm like, what about me? And so, Kimberly, let's talk about that. Why do we, first of all, and we, like you said, Kimberly, this is a job that you can start, an opportunity that you can start while you're still working your job full time.
Mhm.
We're not telling everybody to quit your job and come do it. No, we never do that. I'm still working my job. Kim worked her job for a while until she continued to grow her business. So we're not telling you to just come overnight, but it is an opportunity.
Yeah.
Is a good place where you can start. And it's amazing when you get around people like minded and when you get in the atmosphere when people are like, go for it, you got this and we'll help you. Now, I'm gonna tell you, I've been in some businesses before, but I tell everybody this team I'm on, they don't play. They support you. If you have questions, they're there for you. They don't just throw you out there to swim on your own, but they swim right beside you until you're ready to swim on your own. So, Kim, let's talk about a little bit about the opportunity.
Well, what I think, what I know right now is getting into the financial service industry and getting into our company is the best decision for anybody. Number one, we have a recession-proof business because of the products and services that we talk about. People right now are looking for a money coach. They're looking for someone after this pandemic. They knew that they needed an opportunity. And like you said, when you have an opportunity that you can be a part of, you can set your own schedule, still work your full-time job, learn, be mentored and coached, and get your be sponsored and get your licensing fees pretty much paid. Um, pretty much you got, I always say we give you partial scholarship because if you were to go get a license in the financial service industry, just starting out with a license, not including the tuition, you're going to pay upwards of $1,800 to get in this industry.
Right.
But, you know, for what they do to help you get in this industry, how they sponsor you when you're in this industry is just amazing. And you can start out part and kind of do it at your own pace. So, I did the business 3 years part time and started making $40,000 a year part time, and I still had a full time job. So, can you imagine an extra $40,000 a year
Mm,
part time, and you still have a full time job, but you're working 10, 15 hours a week? That was life changing for my family. And then that positioned us to be able to go full time and have more freedom. So I just feel like right now is the time that if anybody is saying, you know what, I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck, but I can't quit my full occupation. I just need something to help me along the way. The financial service industry is perfect because you can do it from home as well. We work strictly from home.
exactly. And,
Mhm.
even like you were talking about, I mean, now, Sharon, we know a lot of people that on their full time job, working 40 hours a week, don't bring home $40,000 a year.
You're right.
Right.
You're
Ain't
right.
that the truth?
That's
Hmm.
Now, if that's you, we talking to you.
Right.
I don't care if you're making 80,000. We talking to you because we still have an opportunity for you. There's no cap on what you can earn
Hmm.
but the passion behind it is helping somebody else. And I always heard if you take care of your community will take care of you.
Absolutely.
So Sharon, let's talk about that. People who say, "Well, I don't know, I've never done this before." but you're making $25,000 a year. What would be the incentive for trying, this part time?
The freedom. It's nothing like being free.
Mhm.
And understanding freedom is being able to be there for your family when your family needs you. When I was working for another company, building wealth for someone who was already operating in billions, um, I didn't get to be at my son's track meets. I didn't get to be at the wrestling matches because I had to be committed to that job, that just overbroke system that we all have become so accustomed to. But once I got the opportunity and really didn't have a choice because my body would not allow me, sometimes we just have to be pushed out,
Right.
forced out, to understand that it's okay to fly. It's
Yeah.
okay to fly.
Mhm.
And freedom is flying. And with our corporation, with our company, we have the freedom to work when we want to work. We have the freedom to make the amount of income we want to make. We can go. My pastor for the past year went through chemotherapy. I was able to be at every one of her appointments because
Mhm.
of the freedom that I have with this corporation. And when you realize that it's okay because you don't have to work yourself in the ground to bring home pennies, you can actually bring home the bag
Ab-
and still enjoy your life in the process.
Yes. Kim, you want to add something to that?
I think too, women right now, this is a
Yeah.
perfect opportunity for women because more women are taking care of households, um, raising children, taking care of their parents in their latter years and the golden years, as I call it. And more women are being head of households than ever before. And
Mm.
so when you have an opportunity where you can connect to an opportunity, work from home. You know, when this pandemic first started happening and I was homeschooling our children, I homeschooled them for a certain amount of hours of the day. I didn't miss a beat of my income because my office is in my home. And so when you can do that and make a six-figure income, like extra 20,000 a year, extra 30,000 a year, extra 40,000 a year, part time, it just creates so many options for you. And so our company has actually been named 3 years in a row the best employer for women because of that. So that's exciting right there. I get excited when I think about that. I'm like, I'm with the best employer. Forbes says that this company is the best employer for women because of all the responsibilities: wife, mother, single mother, head of household, breadwinner. We carry a lot of titles today. And just being able to be in a position to be able to provide and not have to choose between being a mother and having a career has just been amazing for me.
Awesome. I love that. Just over broke. JOB. Just over broke. And I mean just barely over.
Really.
And
As,
there are some people, we do have some people who love their job. So they continue to work their job. They might be a lawyer or whatever. So there's continue. I mean, but we have lawyers, we have people who've been doctors, we have people from all walks of life who have joined this opportunity and been
right,
like, this is the best thing for me. Because you like, I ain't gonna approach no lawyer. They making good money, da 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 da. But they don't have that freedom.
right.
Mhm. That's
They
right.
don't have that flexibility. And with this opportunity, they didn't lose any income either. They probably went up the ladder.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
you're not going to lose, that's for sure. And even, like you talk about, we train and develop. We really do. I mean, when I tell you they have meetings and they're talking about our mindset, they're talking about our heart. I mean, I learned how to live better just from some of our
Ab-
um our business meetings, right?
mhm.
Right.
So talk about that a little bit, Kim, that development. And Sharon, you can mention it too.
Yeah, so what I understand is that you become the person worthy enough to attract the money that you desire when you work on yourself. And when you can connect with a group of people that um, help you become the person, the successful person that most of us always wanted to be. I mean, it's just amazing the personal development that we get and how we are taught so many things on how to change our mindset. Because most people have thought a certain way based on their environment, based on their background, um, what life has dealt them. And so when you come into an environment here, I didn't have anybody in my family that I knew personally that were business owners outside of hairstylists and things of that sort. So when I came into this business and I saw people that were making 6 and 7 figures, I said, "Wow, my family could do the same thing if
Right.
we think the right way." And
Mm.
so when you come into the environment where people are willing to teach you how to think like a successful business owner, it changes your whole outlook on life, and it ultimately changes your family's legacy. And that's what it's doing for us.
So true. And Sharon, speak on it as well because, it makes a difference. Sometimes, and Kim has even said, even if you don't have the faith to do it, live on the faith that I have for you. Live on the faith that I
Right.
know because I've been here. So Sharon, what is it like? Because I know you've been in that environment and you hear the six, 7 figure earners, billionaires. It's like we talk about. There's some they couldn't stop their legacy even if they tried. And so, and they say you can beat up there with them. It's not. People keep talking about pyramids and stuff like that. I don't know what business you've been in, but this ain't it, right?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, it's awesome. The environment is so electric. When I tell you, even on our calls, our Sunday night calls, just being on the call with our business partners and hearing them cheer you on, that makes a big difference because so many times we're used to being in work environments that drag us down. Most of us hate going to our job. We're just going for the paycheck.
Right.
We have the opportunity to be with people that lift us up on a daily basis. When we get on our calls and you're sitting at home, when you get off of those Zoom calls, you're ready. You're
Right.
so excited because it's a different kind of environment. It's an environment that builds you up. It's an environment that lets you know you can do this.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I can't even explain or I can't even put into words how it has helped my mindset
Mm-hmm.
because the development that we get when we're coming from a job or we're coming from a negative situation and now only thing that's around you is positivity.
Mm-hmm.
Even on your worst day,
Right.
someone from the corporation is going to come into your contact and going to lift your spirit.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference between our corporation and your job.
Exactly. And we talk about on a job, like you were saying, a lot of times there's only one position. So everybody's vying for that one position.
Mm-hmm.
So they ain't telling the boss what you did good. You know what I'm saying? They are they trying to get that position. But in here, I mean, we all have the opportunity to be in the same place, to go to the same level. Sharon doesn't bring me down, and Kim like, oh no, don't you help her on her presentation because that means she'll go ahead. It's none of that. And
Mm-mm.
that's really what's amazing to me. I mean, when Sharon says they are lifting everybody up, everybody's in the group, and when somebody does something great, we're clapping our hands for them. We're saying keep going. When we know that they're just on the cusp of getting to another level in the business, we're like, keep going, keep going. What can we do for you, right? It's
Right.
amazing.
It's, it's amazing.
Yes.
It's
So
amazing.
this is the month, like I said, it's National Life Insurance Awareness Month. I always say just listen to the presentation. just listen to what is offered, because you never know when you're going to fit in. I tell people all the time, I don't care if your kids play basketball and they did it for one season and they quit. Now they want to play football, let them play football.
Mhm.
So what if they quit that, but then they go on to soccer and then they're like, oh, this is it, you know? And so they play soccer and they go on to develop and do well. Sometimes it takes you being a part of something that wasn't good to let you know when you see something that is good, right? And to appreciate, the support and things that you get here. So I think we're gonna, Alan, if you're ready, we're gonna play a quick commercial, maybe one or two, and then we're gonna come back and definitely want you to give everybody like the last word of encouragement. Like financial conversations could go on and on because there's so much that people need to know. But, we just wanted to come and give you a taste of what life can be like. We want you to know that you, whoever you are, can move to the next level, can go forward, whatever situation you're in, you can come out. You do not have to live in lack. You do not have to live in abuse. You do not have to live in negativity. Because, honey, people probably talk about us. And Kim and Sharon been doing this for years, and people probably say, why they do what they do? Well, if I thought it was your business, I'd show you my bank account, and then you would know why I do what I do. If I thought, but I am going to tell you about all the people. These are the people you can talk to and reference to see how I have helped them in their life and what difference I've made from the investments they've made and stuff like that. We are truly making a difference. We're not out just for money. Sure, we want to get paid for what we do, just like you as well, but we're helping others along the way. As many trains as it takes to fill up, as many buses, whatever, that we can help people and get them to the bank and get them on the other side of success, we're here for it, right, ladies?
Right.
So we're going to do these commercials and we will be right back.
I call them tricks, the negative part. So let me try to explain it in a story. And it was not my own story, but it's a good one to understand it. So I went to a construction site and I saw 3 masons doing their thing. I went to the first one and said, okay, John, what are you doing? Well, I'm just laying bricks, just doing it all day long, just laying bricks. I'm actually quite good at it. Okay. So, Bill, what were you doing? Well, I'm actually creating a wall. Firm wall. Keep the wind out, the elements out. Okay, thank you. So Pete, what are you doing? Well, I'm actually building a cathedral. What I'm doing is participating in this grand work of creating a cathedral, leaving a legacy, giving people a place where they can pray, be at peace, find each other. And they were all basically doing the same thing, but from a different vision.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey, girl, hey.
This is my new friend. Tell them who you are, girl.
Daisy, aka Margarita.
And what do you do, Daisy?
I make empanadas. Delish. Mwah.
Empanadas and margaritas.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show y'all this apron right here. Oh, wait a minute. I need to turn. Okay. So I ain't so slick on the camera and stuff. Listen, what's your website?
It's daisiesfood.com.
daisiesfood.com. Y'all got that? Go to that website, order some empanadas, and tell them you got meatless, you got vegan, you got meat.
All kinds of meat.
Listen, go to the website. That's all I can say. All right. That is my friend Daisy. I don't know why I say her name like that. My new friend Daisy. But Daisy and Eric were both from a event that I went to in King of Prussia, and we just highlighting different people and what they have going on. But Eric, his video was about 3 different people. They're doing the same kind of work. It's all dealing with bricks and laying bricks. One was just like, I'm out here laying bricks, my job is what I got to do. One said, well, I'm building a wall. So he had a little bit more vision. But then the last one said, I'm building a cathedral. I'm not just out here laying bricks, I'm building a cathedral. And he's probably not going to put every brick in that cathedral, but that's what he can see. He's like, where people can come and gather, where people can leave legacy, where families can come and pray. So you have to think about that in your everyday life. What are you doing? Are you just laying bricks? Are you trying to build a cathedral
Mm.
where you're going to leave a legacy? People will continue to pray. People will, from generations to generations, people will be able to come to that place and lay down their burdens.
Mm.
I feel like we're building a cathedral, ladies.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So, Sharon, give us your last words of encouragement or your last piece of advice. And tell people, if they want to reach out to you, they want to work with you, they want to hear more, how they can get in touch with you.
Absolutely. I just want to encourage everyone who is looking for an opportunity. Those that may just need to make a little bit extra to take vacation or to buy those Christmas gifts. Now is the time to get involved with our company. You can reach me
You can give
through
me an email or something like that. You don't have to give me a number.
through my email, which is Sharon A. Wilson 73 at yahoo.com. You can also reach me through Facebook. My full name is on Facebook, Sharon Arnett Wilson Lenny. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. I would be glad to have you on my team and start helping you reach your cathedral place of mindset.
Mm.
Yes. Yes. And we didn't have time to talk about building a team, but when you build that team, you're not working by yourself, you're building together. And each one, what teamwork makes the dream work, and team together, each accomplishes more. Each, is able to reach more. So, Kimberly, your last words of encouragement or advice and how they can reach out to you.
So I think Sharon said a mouthful when she talked about the opportunity. So I'm going to give you a nugget on, as we're dealing with Life Insurance Awareness Month. You don't want to make a small decision, a $50 decision or a $75 decision that can change your family's legacy forever. Put that seed in the ground to
Yeah.
make sure your family is taken care of, because that's one decision that we can make. And I've had the opportunity to deliver death claim checks, $250,000, $500,000 dollars worth of life insurance, and that has created generational wealth for years to come by families saying, you know what, I'm going to put a seed of $75 to set my family up for generational wealth for over $500,000. So I want to encourage you, we can work with all budgets, and if you can't put aside that money, that's all the more reason why you should take a look at the business, so that you can have an opportunity to do that for your family. Your great great grandchildren will remember you for putting generational wealth in place. That's so important. So I'm on Facebook, Kimberly Roberts. You can reach me at Kimberly Roberts at America.com, or either you can Facebook message me, and I would love to hear from you.
Okay, you
Absolutely.
went out just a little bit on your email. Can you repeat that, Kimberly?
Kimberly Stroud Roberts at Primerica.com.
Yes. And
Mm-hmm.
so, guys, again, and we just have to continue having these conversations, because I know you hear it once, but it's that repetitiveness. And, we keep coming back, letting you know it truly is an opportunity. I mean, I say I'm following their legacy. I haven't made it there yet. Sometimes Kim have to kick me in the butt and be like, "What you doing?" Because life happens, but I stay connected because I know I'm planted here. I know this is the place God has for me, and I know that it's all going to work out for my good. Kim, I'm one of those people who are helping right now to take care of my parents, and I'm so upset with myself some days that I didn't do this earlier. So that,
Mhm.
they need extra help. But insurance, like medical insurance, only pays for 20 hours, a year. Who can recover over 20 hours? So I need to be in a place where if they need extra help, I can pay for it. I just call somebody, hey, okay, I need you Thursday, Friday, whatever. That is my purpose. That's what's pushing me. they ain't quite there yet, but I know they heading that way, you know. So I got it. I can't wait anymore. I have to start moving now. So that's why I'm motivated. That's why I'm in the game. And baby, I want you to join the game too because I want you to be a blessing for your family. Leave your family a will and not a bill, okay?
Okay.
So listen, there's more to be told. So if you want more information, reach out to us. These ladies, you know, they've given you their information. Of course, you know, we're on Facebook, um, Making Connections with Allie. We're here every Monday at 2 p.m., every Saturday at 12 noon. Inbox me, you know, if you didn't get their information. Alan, you have my email, info at aliciajohnson.com. If you want to be a guest on the show, you go to our Calendly link. That's calendly.com/ Making Connections TV. Listen, there's more conversation to be had, and we will be back with more. But until then, as always, we're leaving you with love, positivity, and good vibes. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you, ladies.
You're welcome. Bye bye.